You gave your time, you stayed late, you covered gaps, you were reliable, and then one meeting changed everything. We've decided to eliminate your role. And now you sitting there thinking, after everything I gave this job, this is how it ends? I want to talk to you if you were laid off and you're trying to act strong about it. If you're telling people it's fine, it's business, but privately it feels personal. Layoffs hit deeper than most people admit. Yes, there's the financial stress, but what really shakes people is the identity shift. You built routines around their job. You built competence there. You built relationships there. And when it's suddenly gone, it doesn't just feel like income loss. It feels like you're disoriented. And if you were someone who overgave at work, who carried more than your role, the layoff can feel like a betrayal. Not because companies don't lay people off, but because you thought your loyalty meant something. You thought your reliability made you safer. And when that assumption collapses, it shakes your sense of control. This is the part people don't talk about. Layoffs often trigger shame. Even when you logically know it wasn't performance related. You start replaying conversations, second guessing yourself, wondering if you missed the signs. You start to even question your value. That spiral is normal, but it's not always accurate. A layoff is a business decision, but the nervous system doesn't experience it as being neutral. It experiences it as rejection, as instability, as loss. If you're in that space right now, the most important thing is this. Do not rush into proving yourself. A lot of people immediately jump into, I need to fix this, I need another job, I need to get back to normal. But reacting from panic usually just leads to repeating the same patterns. Instead, ask yourself a quieter question. What did that job actually cost me? Not just financially, but emotionally. Were you constantly overfunctioning, managing everyone's moods, carrying more than your role? Sometimes layoffs expose something we weren't ready to admit, that we were surviving more than thriving. This doesn't mean the layoff was good. It just means it might be revealing. There's also a level of grief here. Even if the job wasn't perfect, you're grieving stability, routine, something being familiar, the version of yourself that existed there. Give yourself space to process that before you turn it into a productivity project. When clients come to coaching after a layoff, the work isn't just what's next. It's about untangling identity from employment. It's about rebuilding confidence without rushing. It's about deciding intentionally instead of scrambling. A layoff doesn't define your value, but how you respond to it can redefine direction. And that response doesn't have to be immediate. It just has to be thoughtful. If you were laid off recently and you're trying to hold it together, you don't have to process that alone. Clarity in moments like this matters. Not just to get another job, but to make sure the next move aligns with who you actually are now. You gave what you knew how to give. Now you get to decide what giving looks like next. If you found value in this, like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.